Evening, everybody. Welcome to the second semi-final of the Far Albion Cup on the UKBBL. We have two outstanding teams and coaches taking part in this one this evening. We've got the winner of last season, season 53, Galentio, and his undead side playing the beaten semi-finalists from season 53. The Orc Boys, led by Archangel. We've got very, very little time. I will also let Evie say hello. Welcome, Evie.
Hi, everyone. Yep, it's always awesome to be here. It's going to be an interesting game. The two teams involved look well, very nicely built, and it should be an interesting game.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got about 4 minutes before the scheduled kickoff. So let's have a little look at the teams. Let's have a look at Galentio's first. So UKBBL competitions. I'm now just finding the competition again. Let's see whether this works.
We're back in, and we'll have a look.
Hopefully this works. So I have turned off the pre-game prayers.
I don't think it's worked. Because I think we've got a bunch of prayers again. Oh, god damn
it. Those prayers, though, are fine.
You sure?
Just looking at the prayer, because if the prayers are okay.
Because I'm just looking now.
As long as whoever didn't get stiletto doesn't use it, those prayers are fine. They can play.
Yeah, but doesn't. Oh right, it doesn't do it again in the second half, does it?
Yeah.
So we've got fan interaction, perfect passing. So perfect passing's fine. Don't use stiletto. I can't remember what the fan interaction thing is.
It basically, I think, just gives a bonus to surfing. I will have a little look.
Where's the cape screen?
Where is it? The fan interaction is, anyone who causes a casualty by surfing gets 2 star player points, but that's
irrelevant as well. Okay, yeah, we're all good then.
Those were the best prayers to Nuffles to get. So I'll just remind you, folks, this is not a you can't injure any players, unfortunately, because I think the rest of the league would be thanking everybody if you could do that. Oh, Mark loads, but is there supposed to be commentary?
No,
so it sounds like they can't hear us.
I'm gonna have to get Mark when he comes into my stream next week. Well, in a few days, I'll get a hold of him.
I don't want to disturb him while he's taking his turn. Oh, is he taking his turn? No, he's not taking his turn. All right.
Yeah, just let us know if you have any other issues. We should be fine then. I'm surprised Archangel decided, you know what? Play of the game here is to foul a zombie.
I think though it's just if you can get rid of it.
I mean, yeah, but it's a zombie.
Yeah. See, now I quite like the idea of Galentio scoring quickly. To be honest.
I don't think he needs to score quickly. I think he can. I'll be honest. I think he's clogged this up quite nicely to the point where he could probably stall this for a few turns. I think Galentio is probably rightly worried that losing a ghoul, lost a zombie, already his 2 players down, and has to carry the ball.
Oh, and he's rolled skull on the blitz. Oh, he's managed to.
It's a solid chain push, and
he's got him. He's got him.
That's an Apo. Surely that's an Apo. No Apo, wow.
So I personally would have used an Apo because it's the cup. So I'd have gone, that's still a useful player in the context.
I'd
so
have
you're
used
guaranteed to
it
get
for
that
two.
back.
I'd have used it for two reasons. One, it's a useful player because it's got guard, and two, it's sweltering heat. Like, you don't want to be. You don't want to be anywhere near down players. You don't even want to be like at 11 players ideally.
I mean, this is why you can be. I think the FA Cup suits certain races a bit more, because you can just be a bit more aggressive with the Apo. So you don't have you know there's players in the league that you'd like to keep on, but you'll go, well, they're not dead, so therefore I'll just let it go.
There's a big problem going to appear in a second.
Well, I suppose
There is
the good defense for the undead is half the time, even if you remove them via injury, they're just going to come back again.
Yeah, but there's a big foul coming.
Oh, I agree.
And I think that, like, yeah, Galentio might be forced to score early because there's a big foul coming. Oh, maybe not. I don't know. What would you do in this situation? Are you running back to try and just like put pressure on the ghouls, maybe try and kill the ghouls, or are you just gonna gang foul the mummy until it leaves the field?
Well, this team is not very quick, so I'd want at least a half to try and score with them. Oh, he's gone.
Ooh.
Oh, he's gone for it.
Oh, that was a brave play.
This still presents a real problem. But I mean, I suppose what you can do is you can bring the white 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, it's a rush, but you can get rid of the white and lock him up with the sneaky git ghoul and just run your scorer over into the other corner.
Archangel's got to make a decision now. Does he use the sneaky git, go and stamp on the mummy, or does he bring it to tag the ghoul? He's chosen to tag the ghoul.
The latter. Yep.
I mean, I understand why, because if you don't tag the ghoul here, then like they could just use the ghoul to they can use the white blitz to come across, blitz with the ghoul, and it basically opens everything up. Oh man, I don't even know if I was chasing Galentio there. I'll be honest with you. I don't even think I was even remotely thinking about it. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna like 5-man gang foul this mummy, and I'm gonna force Galentio to score by killing things.
So I mean, because it goes into I think the thing that we need to remember is that Galentio can score in one turn as well. That's not a great dice.
I don't think Galentio can score in one turn. Galentio doesn't have any juggernaut. You just put stand firm on the line and nothing happens.
Is there enough stand firm? Oh, there. Yes, you are right. There is.
There's like what? There's one.
I had
two,
ignored
three.
that fact.
Yeah, there's three stand firms. As long as one of them doesn't die.
So, where are you putting this player now? Where are you putting it? Because the blitz is just going to, or the lineman's just going to run away.
Oh no, Galentio's running out of rerolls really badly here. Fresh mummy letting him down.
Yep, going to take the early score, which is what Archangel would have wanted.
Yeah, because Archangel now is arguably in the driving seat. Okay, basic ghoul is out for the undead, but one of the killy blitzers, Phil's Bane, is taking a nap.
Yeah. If he takes a nap through the whole next game where he plays me, that'll be fabulous. Actually, I think Sweltering Heat is pretty good for Galentio.
It is, yeah. Especially because there was no echo on that earlier casualty, and it was a badly hurt as well. It was guaranteed to come back. Now the Orcs are down to
11
10.
against 10, yeah, 11 against 10.
So the Orcs have to carry the ball. So technically, it's like 9.5 versus 10. I know 9.5 versus 11. So.
Oh, good news, everybody. It's the end of the prayers to Nuffle, so we don't have to worry about that.
Wonderful. Something that I don't know if many people have realized is the new K screen, which which shows the rosters, and it shows like what injury they've got or if they've been taken out by heat stroke, and I really love this screen because when it was first announced, they were like, "Oh yeah, we're adding it so you can see people's rosters." I was like, "Oh well, that's going to be fine." I mean, I'm probably not going to use it. But now that you can bring up this screen and you can actually see the entire roster and what's happened, like if it's been KO'd, if it's been injured, 12 through heat, and
You
all
got a
that
nice
stuff.
heat stroke there. Do you know what? That screen just makes me more angry that Archangel has not put his first player as number 1. Because it says 5 through to 16.
Oh, God. If he doesn't change it, I'm going to be upset with him. And if we have to deal with this a second time.
Yeah, this is where I'm going to support Galentio just for that reason.
I don't think I can support Galentio just because of the fact of that ghoul. I like in a match between undead versus orcs, I just hope that everything dies.
Oh yeah, these are two disgusting teams. Like, they're nobody friends. They're definitely playing on their own in the playground.
Yeah, I mean, out of all of the teams that are in the game, or just like even on like tabletop, if it's an infinite setting, there's like 3 teams that you don't realistically want to see, and it's generally orcs, undead, and dwarves.
Yeah, I'm not ecstatic about it. I've had a look at how Altdorf West is doing, and Little Wing's doing quite nicely. Well done, Little Wing. Fortunately, that means I have to play your dwarves next season. So I'm not particularly enthralled at that. I'm very pleased though that you're doing well, because I did think you had a very rough season last season.
Ooh, a
But that's
timeout.
good for the undead.
This is another instance of Galentio deciding to put the mummies on the line. I mean, I get it. Maybe just don't lose players if you put zombies on there, you might lose the zombies. But if you lose a mummy, that feels really bad.
I mean, armor 10 plus. I mean, I know you got some mighty blow there, but they're playing against 9, and you know. Ooh. So Archangel got 4 rerolls as standard. Is that
No,
what he's got?
surely not.
I swear he'd used a reroll already as well.
Did he get one off the kickoff?
Oh, good point. Let's check that.
There was a timeout, so no, he didn't get
Oh
one
no,
off
it would.
that.
I swear he'd used a reroll before, but someone might correct us in the chat. I swear he didn't have 4 rerolls, but he might have done.
If you can't pick the ball, then what are you doing in this sport?
3. Mark Cloud just shouted at me. 3 rerolls and then leader.
Pesky leader.
I'm heartened that my end of season bomber whinging achieved some sympathy for the dwarves. Yes, you were quite vocal about that, Little Wing.
there any plans for UKBBL to limit stars or whatever in
No.
future seasons?
No. We try and stick as much as we can to the core rules. I think there's been some healthy debate in the amongst the admins about certain things. But if we can't actually admin it with the game, then we tend not to make that decision. I think everyone kind of agrees that that bombers are just underpriced. If you could reprice them, I'd want to reprice them. And if we could do that in game, then I'd do that, and then we don't need to worry about bomber being particularly overpowered.
Yeah, I think yeah, like
Det vil gå,
That's
men
what
det
I
er
like
meget
to see
samme
the
betydning.
FAQ that's not come out is just bomber. Bomber's price point goes
Yeah.
up.
I'd love for GW just to do it because, like, but they're clearly just. I mean, they've adjusted prices before. That's the thing. They have adjusted prices before.
It's interesting because I for anyone who watches a little bit of Warhammer 40k YouTube videos, I watch a little bit of Arbiter Ian, who's quite a good watch. I find him quite good, and he does a fabulous video on kind of balance, why Warhammer 40k is not a particularly balanced game, and the fact that GW is obviously they're a model company first and a games company second. But the thing is it feels like Blood Bowl is more of a game rather than a hobby experience. And do you not understand what I mean? Is you've got a board, you've got a set of rules that are quite tight, as in you've got 12 skills, and you can do some wild things with like the Death Zone. But it does feel like Blood Bowl is more of a game rather than a craft hobby.
I mean, the thing is, like, so the thing about GW in general is just that, like, they've done some things, but then they've not done other things. So that, like, they've nerfed guard. They've taken swarming away from Underworld. They've changed the cost of, I think it was Morg and Griff, and made them a bit more expensive. And Griff and Morg are still insane. But then they've like not touched Bomber, any of the bombers whatsoever. They've not changed anything that's just it's just the stuff that's just a bit annoying. That's it basically. It's just the stuff that's a little bit annoying.
This is an interesting choice. Had a chance to blitz the
Super Ghoul
and didn't take it.
I'd have blitzed the Super Ghoul.
Yeah, I'm with you. I have a feeling though that it's because, particularly now with that skeleton is now not a problem, the thrower can pick up and can get into space. So can come down sort of in front of the dirty player, sneaky git, and not actually be, well, actually, can you get there? Because you've got that mummy there. He's in a bit of a sticky wicket here. We must have been chatting and he failed to pick up the ball. He's got it now. This is going to be a problem.
Oh, it's a brave one dice.
Manages to get the one dice there. See, 10 plus armor EVS. What you didn't need to worry.
Too many bombers, not enough trees. What happened to Deep Root Strong Branch? Don't worry, Bush Ranger. Deep Root Strong Branch is on the way. Ooh.
Oh, now
no.
I was looking at my. Oh dear! Oh no!
Uh-oh, that ball is now no longer safe. And I think it's because Archangel did the blocks the wrong way around. I feel like if Archangel one-diced that mummy first, would have rolled a POW, completely safe. But then went for the other mummy first with the wrestle, which is
This ball could
arguably
be gone.
maybe the right decision, but
This ball
now
could be going.
big problems now. There's dice on the ball.
Oh, and that's stunned as well. See, because that blitzer's not got guard either.
The bank of outdoor. It's said there is no safer
What order
place
does he
to be
do this? Do you
quiet.
put the guard in next to the blitzer, and then you
Yeah.
come in with the zombie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm doing. And then I'm hitting it and pushing it upwards and then seeing if... Oh, wait, they could loop that round. That's an option.
They're going to do that. Okay. So that looks like they're going to try and push it out sideways.
Ooh, wow. I don't know about that. I don't think I'd have re-rolled. I don't think I'd have re-rolled that one. Like, I understand, like, this might be Galentio's kind of chance to get a hold of it, but I don't see
though,
I don't think the recovery was there.
If you knock down there, like, it's going to be really hard for the Orcs to get the ball back and get into scoring range and then score. So throw in the re-roll at that. I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah, I guess it is turn 6. The Orcs only have 3 turns. I don't know. I feel like not knocking that down there and then just like following up anyway and kind of just like it's already kind of encased, and even if they manage to kind of get out a little bit, having that extra reroll to do a little bit of BS and stuff and cover it. I mean, like if you look at the Orcs, like the Orc positioning versus the Undead positioning here, they're not going to the right because there's a zombie and a mummy. On the left-hand side, it's like double screened, and there's another mummy over there. Like, where do the Orcs go here? Because it's not forwards.
I think you're possibly looking at almost trying to hold this half.
Yeah, I think Galentio's going to do a good
what
job.
Galentio would have wanted.
Yeah, I think Galentio's going to be absolutely fine. Just kind of being like, all right, yeah, the Orcs, they're just not fast enough to score now. Mathimus likes the Bombers, lets you have the ability to disrupt the super powerful teams that like to spam full-on guard, like the Dwarves and Orcs and stuff. But yeah, they're definitely overcosted. So the problem is that yes, the Bomber gives you the ability to try and disrupt teams like Dwarves or Orcs. But the problem is that Dwarves and Orcs can just be like, well, I'll have a Bomber. And then it's not only a giant guard wall, they've also got stuff that can just throw bombs at you. Last season I was playing armbar dwarves. By the way, don't do that. They're awful. But I was doing it for a meme team thing, and there was one match I was against Lizardmen, and I was like, oh, this is going to be really tough. I've got like 1 guard and like 7 armbar. This is going to be tough. And then I picked up Cindy for 50k. And then in Cindy, in 1 bomb, went, oh yeah, I'll just KO a Crocs, I'll KO a Saurus and a Skink in 1 bomb. Just like, got rid of all 3 of them. And I was like, oh, just won my drive.
That's what Cindy can do.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that doesn't talk about the other like 2 or 3 games where Cindy rolled a 1, blew herself off the pitch, but you know, that's what happens, isn't it? Like,
oh yeah.
It's all or nothing.
Okay, so I like the fact that Arcane just gone this way because there's no tackle over there. There's no tackle wrestle. If this ghoul lives, this might be a problem.
Little Wing, it depends where you're playing. In the arena mode, all of the megastars are banned, like Morg, Griff, Bombers, that sort of stuff. In the ladder, there's no Bombers allowed in the ladder anymore. They basically just said no one's having any access to Bombers because they're too cheap, too polarizing, and they just they were getting picked up by every team. They were getting overdogged a ton, and it was just like it was basically ruining the top end of like the competitive side, because there was basically just orc and dwarf teams going, yeah, I'm just going to take bomber every game because I can, and it was causing problems. So they've just been removed from the ladder. At first, it was going to be all megastars, but then the community said, no. Like, we know that megastars are powerful, but we do need the megastars in the ladder, because when you're at a massive team value difference, you need a megastar to help you out. The reason megastars were banned in like tabletop and stuff is because, well, megastars are a pain in the ass in that format when it's like low team value.
Tournaments. Then I mean, then I don't think they're. Well, it depends which league you play in. I mean, I play in a league where they use everything, like everything. Right, well, there's the POW, and you can also get the Blitzer down, and that scary ghoul is about as well.
I was gonna say, imagine if that wasn't a POW, and then you don't have the reroll. I mean, I don't think it's exactly going to get away.
I think this is on. I think this is on for a win in this half.
Got a lot of leagues that include giants. How you doing, warm up? Good to see you. Even
My
the
league
special
has
ball
giants. I haven't played against one yet.
Have they got the special ball rules?
No, so giants, basically, they take up 9 squares, and they can block anywhere around the front of the giant. So that's the front 3 and the 3 on the sides. And they like have ridiculous strength. Do you remember what the stats are, Muppet, for giants? They're insane. They're like 400k inducement.
Yeah, I think they're 300k inducements, but like I think they're like, I imagine, I'm guessing here because I've not actually seen them, but surely they've got to be like strength 7. And I know they've got mighty blow +2, and
I suspect they'll have multiple block as well.
Similar to Morg. Yeah, it makes sense.
He might be off here.
Absolutely on for Galentio
2, 3,
to just
4,
win this.
5. Oh, yeah, that's a bit of a risk.
Don't do another one.
I don't think he needs to. I think that one does it. I think that was a greed one, but I don't think he needs it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, he needed one go for it, but by putting him there, there's no way that any player can get away without doing a horrible dodge.
I think if you're going to blitz, it's got to be this agility 2+ break tackler. 1, 2, 3, 2+2+, and just smack it in the face. But you need to maybe see if you can get an assist in there, but I don't think you're going to.
No. Archangel's only got 1 reroll as well. Oh. Well, he stopped there. I'm not sure whether he wanted something else there.
That's where the assist is coming in from.
Yeah, that's a sensible play.
So now it's what, just a 2+, 2+2+
Basically,
for
don't get 2
one
ones
die?
in a row. Don't get 2 1s in a row.
Ooh. Yep. Let's stand thrower up. Time to go for the Hail Mary 1 dice.
So you want to do anything else first?
Could throw the block with the Dauntless against the Mummy, but seems a bit risky. I mean, it's 1 dice. If it if it doesn't Dauntless. 2 dice if it
40%.
does.
40% works. I think you can see that on the screen there. Reasonably high. I mean, it's not 97%, but I think you have to go for it, really.
Cheers for the
48%,
link,
48. Half chance.
Dionysius. Thank you very much. I mean, I think it's the only way to go, really. There's no other... There's nothing else you can really do.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a good start.
When he gets the knockdown.
He's got it.
Killing it will be good.
Killing it
Not-
might be necessary.
This might not be the end of the ball threat, though, because the other ghoul on the other side is well within scoring range.
I think you've still got to push it towards that ghoul, though.
2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, you've got the other ghoul there. Yeah. It's not out of the woods. This is still doable. That's actually really bad.
It's not horrible. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's not good. Because, like, let's say you punch the thrower off, and then you go and maybe you put something in there, and then you hit it. The problem is how are you getting it to this ghoul? Like.
So I think you have to block away the thrower, block the
Ball carrier.
block the ball carrier.
Blitz with
that's the first one I would do.
Blitz with the zombie at the bottom to free the ghoul.
Yes, that's what I'd be doing.
But then
But
it's basically all down to scatter,
I'd
isn't
want
it?
to do the blitz next. That's the one I want to do because it clears the space for someone to come in and potentially pick the ball up. So I would be doing the blitz as my next action.
No, I think I'd be doing the punch on the ball carrier next. Because if you put the guard in... Oh, I would have done the first block the other way around. So I could have swung the guard over the top or underneath. And then basically I would have went for just a normal punch on the ball carrier and been like, okay, if it doesn't go down, then you've got the ghoul that's on the floor to kind of blitz it for a second go at the second go, and then you just have to kind of maybe dodge the other ghoul off.
I think what he's going to do is he's going to dodge the ghoul out. He's going to try and pick up with potentially the zombie, or is he just going to try and shut up shop?
Hmm.
Is he going to try and throw it?
I think he's going to try and throw it with a ghoul.
No. No.
No.
No.
Who even needs reroll?
I mean, when all you roll is sixes.
I think that's over now. I'm not gonna lie. Oh god, the Orcs have lost the thrower as well.
You know what? Interesting. I actually think this comes down to the fact that Archangel did not use his Apo on that blitzer.
Possibly, yeah.
I think that actually makes the difference.
Oh wait, it's turn 8. Oh, okay. So
I'm
there's
looking
at
at what
least
players
gonna be.
you definitely got. So Galentio's definitely got his tackle mighty blow guard white.
Yes.
And
yeah, the only problem is that it's gonna. I mean, you're less likely to lose something good, but to get back into this game, Archangel basically needs to go and score in 2 to 3 turns and hope that Galentio's super runner is either dead or sweltering heat gets a hold of it.
we need both those movement 8 ghouls really out of the game. Can only lose 3. but he's guaranteed his leader, which is where his 4th reroll came from. Thank you, everybody.
I mean, yeah, he's guaranteed it, but okay, solid defense. All right, so the weather's not changing. There needs to be all 3 zombies removed from the game, like now.
Yeah, you desperately need some removals here.
You've got no choice, really.
That's not the way to start.
He seems a little stunned.
Yep, 1 and 2s aren't going to cut it, folks.
I should probably say something.
Oh, he's going to get fouled, though.
Our UKBBL vision viewers. All I can think of is splat.
Just while we look at this turn playing out, I will just do my normal advertisement for the UKBBL's tabletop tournament. 1st and 2nd of March. Did put it out in the commissioner's chat. We've got 28 signed up now after Arctic Antarctic turned up and signed up. I'm currently painting, well, I'm not painting right now, but I have been painting my human roster because I will be taking humans, and I have some really nice choices. So I will ask EV as well, but I can build a roster that has one of the 4 following star players. So I can take Brindle, I can take Carnarvon Kill, I can take Mighty Zug, and the one that I'd really like to take is Skrorg Snowpelt. So what would be your picks? The actual one I really wanted to take was Maple Highgrove, who was in the Wood Elves Spike, so is currently not a star player that's in the game, even though it was in the previous edition. Maple Highgrove's pretty good. Has like a Ivar Eriksson special rule.
I mean, yeah, Maple is like being re-released, I guess, in the 2020 rules in the latest almanac that's going to be around in the next couple of weeks.
Well, I would take a Maple then. Yeah, fantastic. Let's hope they get that on tour play.
Yeah, it seems like because at the moment, I think the stats were it's a Treeman with strength 5, brawler tentacles, and a pretty crazy special rule depending on how it works.
So the old special rule was you could block with her someone who is 2 squares away rather than 1 square away.
Yeah,
or essentially
it's the same one.
An extra square. That's so good. But the movement's only 3.
Well, the movement 3 on a tree is absolutely fine. It means you don't have to roll to stand up, and there's so yeah, like that's absolutely fine. The only thing is, like, with that special rule, if the person 2 squares away that you're blocking, if you can choose which square you block from, it's
That's
amazing.
A really good, yeah.
If you have to choose the square from the same direction where you are in compared to that player, then it gets a little bit worse because you can't really do. It's harder to do chain pushy stuff, and you can't use it on a blitz. But if you can choose the square you're hitting from on the person that's 2 squares away, it's incredible. Yeah, it's 1 per half as well. Yeah.
You can
no take root. Yeah, you can open cages with it. I mean, to be honest though, like if you see Maple Highgrove like moving towards your cage, you move the cage away. You have to move the cage away. And then there's the new Spite star, as well, which is another Elven star, which is like a weird stunty, like a cheap stunty star for elves. was also in the Wood Elf thing, and has a crazy special rule of being able to teleport 3 squares, stab something, and then teleport 3 squares away.
Wow.
Which has already been theorized, like, oh yeah, if you just have this player with the ball and you go and cage like close to their end zone, you can just teleport, stab, and then teleport into the end zone, and they can't stop you.
This is the third time solid defense, I think, has come up. I think we've had solid defense on everything.
And that just makes
that's going to get surfed if you put it there. Yeah.
It's just again.
You know, I love that. I loved Galentio went, I'm going to put it there. Oh, no, I've got the frenzy. I better not do that.
Yeah. Like, if this ball bounces
kindly, yeah, this was going to be a problem. But the tempo is completely with Galentio, because Archangel has to score, and he has to score within the next 3.
Yeah.
He also needs to get some damn removals. He needs to get some removals in this game because he's playing me next, and the dice always even up.
I think if I'm Galentio here, I'm pretty happy.
Well, that's an absolutely fabulous bounce for a Galentio.
I don't think it matters that much, really. I mean, there's only one person on the ball. It's not exactly.
It dictates where the blitz has to be. You have to blitz there, which means that you can't blitz something else.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Another low roll on armor. We didn't actually have a look who was missing for this drive. He's missing a big one. He's also missing that bloody Fowler as well.
Yeah, and then Galentio's missing some zombies that he doesn't care about.
Who needs a kick player when you kick like that?
One, two,
Yes.
three. Okay, so Archangel can pick the ball up without actually having to do any rushes or anything, so that's kind of important.
I just think he's going to be under so much pressure next turn.
Well, that's the thing. Like, again, like, Galentio doesn't have to do anything at this point. Oh, it's a double 1 on the pickup.
Double 1.
Is there a world? Is there a world where the most amount of BS possible happens?
What, and you run that ghoul through that gap to pick up the ball and
because there is there's a T shape.
It's
so if you
ooh, yeah, you're right.
Like you can get it on. You can make it so it's a 3+ dodge, 3+ pickup with the super ghoul, and then it's just if you just chuck all your players in, you're away. But it's kind of risky.
It's an interesting placement of that player. I wonder what he's thinking. Yeah, I like that spot at the T shape. Well, he's going to go this way.
I think that's fair. I mean, like it. Oh, let's see. To be honest, to get a hold of that thing, you have to put your guard in, you have to put another assist in, and then you have to blitz it from a square which has guard covering it, and it is also a problem. It's definitely the right play to just like get the mummies more involved, cut cut the play off and just sit here and just say like, okay,
You break me down.
yeah, like you're the one that's got to get through. And I'm guessing this white is gonna dodge.
Yeah.
It's gonna
I don't
fail
think
to
it matters
dodge.
if he fails.
It only mattered if it removed itself.
Yeah. You can't get through there now. There's no ability. I mean, you can get through there with a break tackle. And they're agility boosted as well. But you've got a small problem with the mummy. Reasonably close by as well.
Not even a small problem, is it? It's
Skitsen da hun
giant
skal gå der
hulking
to
problem.
mål bagud efter
Sorry.
første halvleg.
well, that's the thing. Like, what? Let's say in a
Yeah.
miracle situation, you get through with the break tackle.
Ved jeg ikke.
Then what?
I'm not saying you go anywhere with him. I'm just saying you can get him through.
You get him through.
That was a
and
very
then
astute
what?
observation. I thought you could get him through.
Get him through, and then
He just gets
gang
bullied.
fouled. I wonder if in the first half Archangel was a bit greedy.
Oh, he's got a removal.
Hey,
Look at that play. Yes, the unmistakable sign of a player's eyes rolling up into his head.
no. If you were the
So
Orcs
Little
in
Wings
that
put
first half,
Little Wings put if
Oh.
I'd be looking to tie up ghouls, release and hand off to the big 'un, left wing. The game state sort of demands it.
yeah, kind of. I don't even think that's doable. I think Archangel's in an incredibly just rough spot right now. Like, even if you try and tie up these ghouls, like there's enough players here that you can't tie them all up. And even if you can tie them up, they can dodge away fairly easily.
No, he didn't need to do that, did he? Oh no, he did. Oh, God, he's got the skull. Oh yeah. I think he might be getting sacked here.
I still think it's fine. Might get sacked, but again, Galentio doesn't really have to risk anything here.
Do you T-shape on this one? And use your ghouls, because you've not got any help over there. So you clear out the big 'un that's Galentio's side. That's a bit of an annoyance, but
To be honest, I would have pushed it straight forward. And I would
see,
have
I'm assuming he hasn't done that because he wants to use the ghoul for something else. I do think there's a chance. I think he could take this on, and I think he could just go, let's try and kind of almost win it right now. You've got a gap to try and get through here. If he can knock down the big 'un, which he has.
Yeah, this is definitely showcasing where the Orcs fall short.
A prone player is a dead player. Ofttimes at any rate.
Like, I mean, partially it's just due to these mummies, especially the super mummy. They're just incredible at just standing there and just you're not going to be able to get assists on them or anything. Hey, how you doing, Max? Good to see you.
It's that, oh my God, it's that EV person. He's everywhere, DK Max. Everywhere.
I've always been a fan of Orchidas. They still have rather
Let's see what he does.
Would recognise that northern tone
Oh, he's jumped
anywhere.
it. He's jumped it.
Oh, this is
Oh,
actually quite spooky now. There only needs to be one more jump. Not even a jump, just a dodge. Yeah. Double pushes. I'd slam a reroll into that. There we
Yeah.
go. It's on the floor. It's see where this ends up. Oh no. It's in the safety square.
Yeah. How much movement has he got left? He doesn't need to. He doesn't need to dodge again.
One, two,
The thing is as
three,
well, how do you
four,
get back to cover that? How do you get back to protect it?
I think
You just
if you
can't.
use the rookie ghoul to dodge through and then do a 2+ rush, and you're basically golden.
I'm looking from Archangel's perspective, like, so you can get the lineman essentially onto the ball with a go for it. Is he going to try and jump it again?
Yeah.
Is he going to he might as well.
Nope. Decided against it. Or did it too quick. Kind of. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'd have to kind of look back a little bit, but I feel like in the first half, maybe the Orcs trying to go for that 2-1 grind kind of got themselves out of position, and then because they got themselves out of position, they just kind of folded a bit, and then I think Archangel tried to force the play instead of playing safe, and then the force play caused the problems because then Galentio went 2-0 up. I think if in the first half you realise that you've got two options: force the play and potentially just lose on like almost on the spot, or you've got to just be like, okay, maybe I don't get the 1-1 in the first half. I'm just going to make sure the ball is safe. Hope that what I can do in the next half is relax over 8 turns, kill some things, slowly go up the field and not have to force it, because I feel like in the first half, Archangel was like, "Yep, I'm going to force this. I'm just going to go for it." And then because that didn't work, he's now in a position where, oh well, now I have to go for it. It's just like the one decision to force things has caused more forcing things. Ooh, gets away with it.
He can wrestle it down if he wants. That's actually quite helpful. Frees up another big one, which can essentially screen off the ghoul or block him. That's not really what you want. Oh no, that is what you want. Oh, he's being surfed. I have a feeling.
Didn't go for the surf.
I would have taken the surf there. 2 dice into 1 dice.
Oh, I think it's still on. I think, yeah, it's still on. There's just some grab stuff going on now. It's going to be 2 into 1 no matter what.
The thing is as well, he's thinking, how do I protect the ball? So the place where he can put him to stop him from surfing is, that's probably the best place, yeah.
I'd probably follow. Wait, no, I don't think you can follow.
He can stand up the blitzer, and that takes away that assist, and then he can surf.
I was going to say, could technically dodge the blitzer into where the thrower, above the thrower, to make sure it's like 2 into 2, but that might be a bit cheeky. Oh, use his pro to get the push.
Oh yeah, because you could have declined dodge there, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Some seem very rabid tonight. I hope they leave a few bits of the player intact.
Super Ghoul's
Just can't kill
fine.
anything. Just
Of
can't
course,
kill anything.
Of course, the Super Ghoul's fine. Why would it not be fine?
The great weakness of bash teams is not to be able to remove anything. I mean, it is removed, but I mean, you score, it's coming back straight back again.
At the same time.
Don't follow. Yep.
Right, well, the gap's been made.
6, you can blitz with the sneaky git ghoul. But to be honest, you could now just play time. You don't actually need to recover the ball here, because every turn that goes past now just means that victory is more likely.
Yeah. Go for
Wanna
the
go for it
double
again?
rush.
Yeah. That
Wants
gives
to
him
blitz
2 on
with
the ball.
with the wrestle.
On the ball marker.
Oh dear.
Love that
I
angle.
hope that player has written a will, Bob.
And he's got an extra square to go and try and pick up that ball, which he does. Well played. Showing why he's UKBBL champion here.
Yep, I think it's just time to Not sure the rush was necessary there. I feel
It's
like the tackle mighty blow can kind of wrap around the left, and then I think that I would have like dodged the ghoul to cover the right, and then it was all like fine.
This is just one-off match, Max.
Yeah, it's a best of one. But yep, it looks like Galentio's going to go
He'll run
through
this. He'll
to
just
the
run this in.
final.
Ooh, is this a desperado play?
It's got to be, hasn't it? I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The lineman can get there. 2, 3. Oh wait, no, the lineman stood up. So it's going to be a 4+ dodge and a
And then
rush.
some rushes, yeah.
The problem is what happens afterwards, right? That's why I'm not a huge fan of moving the thrower. I think if you're going for the desperado play, you move everything else but the thrower,
Then see whether you can get the ball, yeah.
and then just 6+ it up the field.
He's gone for it, so he might as well re-roll it.
Unlucky.
Yeah. This will be... Yeah.
Weird to see a concession.
I think that kind of makes sense in a cup game where the game's up.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations to Galentio, who makes the final. They will be playing Cyphers Kane some point over the next couple of weeks, and I'm sure we'll be streaming that on the UKBBL's Twitch if you want to join us for that. Archangel did say he might come on and talk to us, but I'm not sure. But yeah, the Orcs essentially just couldn't get removals.
It started off really, really well for Archangel as well. Like, got rid of KO'd a ghoul, fine, it's reasonable. Then it started off with killing a zombie as well. But yeah, after that initial point, I do think that the major turning point, there was two, and it was not appoing the blitzer,
Yep.
and then being down players because of the sweltering heat, and then also just the first half trying to force things. But yeah,
So just having a little look at the stats. The Orcs were up 2 on block actions, 35 played 33. The injuries inflicted was 8-4. So Galentio didn't actually do a brilliant job of breaking armor, but I think some of the armor breaks that he got were at quite crucial points. And then of course there was 1 inflicted casualty, 1 KO, I think. Yeah, just if you can't get through that armor and you can't get rid of players, and it's really hard against undead anyway.
it was the super mummy just controlled the middle of the field, and orcs don't like it when they can't control the middle of the field, and that's just what defensive on a strength 5 piece does.
Yeah.
Yeah, defensive did so much work. Your defensive Galentio just sat in the middle of like 2-3 guard players and was like, you can't do anything. Like, what can you do at that point? You have to just like fight the edges while just losing the middle, and losing the middle is always a nightmare.
Yeah, 100%.
Hello.
Hello, Archangel. Are you okay?
I am okay. It was bound to happen sooner or later.
Are you sure? Because
well, you know, you're gonna have to pay the price when we play the league match, because now
that's
means
what I was saying on the coverage. Thanks, Galentio. Thanks for that. Yeah. All those armor breaks you're saving up.
Yeah, he's saving all of his good dice to absolutely have a go at Phil's team.
Yeah. Well, it would have always helped if I could pick up the ball. That would always be a good place to start.
Yeah, I didn't actually see what the stats were on that. I was just having a little look, because they usually do. Is it on? Will it be on the agility?
So I failed
on the general.
The first with reroll in the first half, which delayed and basically cost the second touchdown, and then the second half here I also failed to pick up, but it wasn't as bad.
Yeah, so you were 2 for 4 on pickups. So
yeah, crap.
But I think both of those pickup attempts were double fails, weren't they? Because I think they count reroll as a single attempt.
I really don't like the way it shows statistics, because in my opinion it should be that it's basically 6 rolls where 4 of them failed, right? It's considered that you tried to do 4 pickup actions, and in those, with including the rerolls, you failed twice, right? But it's a little bit more misleading in that sense, I think. So, but yeah. No, Galentio played well, and any dice that I had that failed, I was punished for every single time. So it just and the passing on the 6+, right, just killed any chance that I had to sort of. So I had to make more of a gamble in second half, and then having a solid defense and a big pick up in a bad location just compounded an issue, right?
I will just say, because I'm going to pick up on a comment that Galentio just put, my league's going horribly, so that's evening out. So Galentio is sitting 9th in Prem East at the moment with 6 points. He's only 2 points above safety. I'm not sure there's been a Far Albion Cup winner who has been relegated in the same season. So you could set some UKBBL history there, Galentio.
Yeah.
If you decided to get yourself relegated, you might also be the first person to win a UKBBL title and then get relegated. That would be another record broken.
Yeah, I also agree, Galentio. Like, yeah, the goal passing play was just like, okay, that's just like, okay. Nuffle just wants the undead to win this one.
Yeah,
it's a bit rough.
Yeah, because I think if I had just been 1 touchdown down in second half, I could at least gone just for a slow touchdown and just have giving myself a full half to score in. But going into second half and being like, you need to get 2 touchdowns just to break even, and then maybe hope for a third half. That it's just not gonna. it's not really the place you want to be in, because it is going to be uphill, because you gonna have to take chances, and then when enough on top of that just says like, of course not, then it's not gonna happen, right? Really.
Well, I mean, as well, Undead's not a particularly great matchup for orcs. But I mean, you're relying on the removal game, I think, as orcs.
To some extent, yes.
And the fact that you've got that regen there as well, so half of your removals are not going to count. And the fact you've got the Bloodwiser keg as well, so it was 3+ on the KOs. So even if injuries were working out a little bit better for you, it's still quite tough to
I think at least
clear enough space for you.
I think my biggest problem was the sweltering heat. I missed that at the kickoff because we had to reset the game, so I didn't see that we actually had gotten sweltering heat, and so by otherwise I would have APOC'd the player, right? So at least I would have had not been up one player down to begin with, and that just could get compounded by after the first touchdowns, the piece that I have that is best for taking out like ghouls and that sort of thing was sweltering heat out, so he wouldn't be there. So that's a big issue. And then in the second half, again, like some of my key players again goes out, and he's like, don't get me wrong, but two zombies being out is not exactly a huge issue, right? And then being both a player down and having key players missing at key potions at the main just makes it miserable position to be in.
We did make that observation that you were trading, I think, your thrower and a blitzer for 2 zombies. I mean, I know which side of the trade I'd have wanted to be on.
Well, yeah, and then that's I always felt sheltering heat is of all the things the absolutely worst, because just take the same map and then just swap those 2 zombies for 2 mummies, right? And then just like, how does that map look like? And it's just like that's completely the game in the other direction, right? So it becomes very random in the sense that second gets sweltering heat, because it just punishes so unevenly in any way it goes, right?
Yeah, I mean, sweltering heat's one of those, like, it's one of the kickoff events. Like, there's only a very small number of kickoff events that like is like, oh, by the way, Bash teams, you're in deep trouble. Yeah. And it like the more agility teams, not like Undead is an agility team, but they have ghouls. It's just like, oh yeah, you can benefit a little bit, but Undead benefit because they have a deeper bench as well. But like,
yeah,
it's one of those where it's like, you as a Bash team, it's so rough if you're down players to begin with, and then I mean, yeah. Once we saw you not Apo that, I was like, oh no, he's gonna regret that one, 100%.
Oh, I regretted the instant that I saw those sweltering heat, because my math in my head was, I will still have 11 players for the rest of the match. That's fine. I'd rather Apo something that has a usefulness to the rest of the game. But it was like, only because I was assuming I would have 11 players beyond that, because with sweltering heat, I would not have 11 players at any point, realistically speaking, at least, right? So, of course, if I had known it was sweltering heat, I should have APOC'd that, definitely. And I would have also done that. But I think also it becomes very telling, because when you have 2 ghouls like that, it's sort of like having 2 wardens in the field, and the counter for that is sort of like, you need to spend a little bit of time and energy in building a cage, and then you, with 2 mummies in the field, sort of need to sort of migrate around those 2 mummies, right, in some way with the cage. But I don't actually think I even caged up at any point for the match, because I never had the time for it, because when you fail the first pickup, you never get the time to actually start to fielding anything that resembles a cage. So you are exposed, and then with wannabe war dancers jumping around, like, you are set up for failing every time, right?
Well, that's another thing as well. So not only, like, I mean, you did a good job of like forcing Galentio to go and score early. You got a little bit unlucky on like getting the ball down in the first half with the spicy dodge 1 dice with the wrestle tackle. I liked it.
Yeah.
But then also, obviously, didn't Apo, sweltering heat, then caused problems. Then you were down to 10 players. At like a minimum, you were down to 10. Could have been worse.
Yeah.
The only good thing is that sweltering heat is at least balanced on both sides. But then also kickoff event in the first half was a timeout, so you lost another turn.
Yeah.
And it just seemed like the whole games was just constantly compounding against you. It's just like, okay, sweltering heat screwing you over, then it's a timeout, so now you've got less time. You're already down players because of sweltering heat. Then Galentio pulls off some BS, which was fantastic. But now you're 2-0 down, which now forces you to, right, now you have to go and score super early in the second half, which is putting pressure on you again. And then solid defense happens and Galentio just nullifies that way. And then you're just like, all right, well, and it's a short kick as well without kick. And you're just like,
yeah, and
I have something go my way.
I especially love that kick because not only like it was on the edge, I was like, well, it's 50-50 more or less that I'll go to my side or his side. If like it's only like straight to the line, and then it bounces into my player. He doesn't catch it, and then it bounces back to the line, which is like, of all the things, like, could you at least bounce any other square if you didn't like fair enough, he doesn't catch it. I wasn't expecting you to catch it, but could you have bounced it anywhere other than back up to the line again? I was like, yeah, okay, that's just
yeah. It was just like one after the other, just like picking someone when they're down.
Yeah, and I like. If Galentio wasn't such a good player as he is, I would probably have had a chance to sort of get the ship back on keel and start sailing forward at any point. But it was like I never got that because he capitalized fully on all of these every time, right?
Yeah.
So every time it was like I had to try to put the ship back to keel, and it would almost go back, and then I would be knocked down by good plays from Galentio combined with another bad luck, and it was just like, yeah, just not going my way today. But
it started off great. Your turn one was fantastic. Argue the call, removing the ghoul, and then after that, Nuffle was like, that turn one was too good. That's it, no more.
Yeah, but I think I would still have probably traded the foul for even being sent off. Like I think because it failed the region, right? So from my point of view, it's like, yeah, I'll still do that. That's a little bit rough to do it on the first foul, but fair enough. I at least got one player off, so it was sort of like I was okay with that. But yeah, no.
So, it is what it is. It's Blood Bowl, isn't it? It's a dice game, and
oh, definitely. But I do definitely regret. I was before the match considering whether I should get a 13 player or an APOC, and I should definitely have gone for the APOC, not being and pick the 13 players instead of the APOC, because that with sweltering heat would definitely have helped a lot more. But that's one of those things you never know, because I was more thinking like if he KOs one of my players, at least I can keep them on the field, and I think in most matches I think that's more useful than the 13 players. Most cases shouldn't really get into that territory too often, but yeah,
it was a good game to watch though. So
at
least that's good.
Is in the broadcast. Before I hand over to Galentio, I'm gonna shoot off because it's 10 o'clock, so I'm gonna go. But Galentio, congratulations to the listeners. Stay tuned. We'll be doing another touchdowns and touchbacks at some point. We should have been doing it, I think, next week, but me and Archangel are playing, so might have to be someone else. But anyway, I will love you and leave you, everybody.
See you.
Take care.
Bye.
Hello, good you.
Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me right?
We can hear you loud and clear.
Ah, great. Yeah, it's great when everything goes your way and you can be the elves in the game.
Well, you have players that are as close as elves as they can be without having the ears, right?
Yeah,
So
the cheeky movement 8 pieces.
Yeah,
like there was some crucial moments in the game where it could have went horribly wrong for me, and it didn't.
Yeah, but I think the force, at least this is my read of the game, like up to the point where I sort of force you a little bit to score early. That's sort of like within the realm of what could be expected.
Yeah.
And then the pickup forces the orc to be sort of on the back foot for the next drive completely, and it even tips so badly that it ends up giving away another touchdown. And then even already there, the game is sort of more or less determined, right? And then it just happens once more time, and in the second half, on the first drive of the second half again, and it's sort of like, yeah, there's nothing really more to come for here. And I don't know if you heard that, but like I said, like I tried to steady the keel of the ship, and every time I was punished by you doing exactly the maximum to sort of cause the damage of whatever the dice has just done. Like this, the solid defense, the way you counter or use that was perfect. How you used the double skull for the blitzer not being able to move away the mummy and stuff like that. So every time like the dice did something small, like a small little leak in the ship, and you were just there to make it into like a gaping hole and make the ship go down.
Yeah, there was definitely times where I was super greedy.
Oh
But it
yes,
was like, this is like a 2+ that can do nothing in a 3 or 4, but the 5 and 6, and I have like a huge opportunity, you know?
yeah, and I think you did the right calls on being greedy, because there was no reason not to. Like, if, for example, like there was, I think there was one situation where it was like 2 turns left of the first half, and I can sort of see like, yes, you are being greedy, but you can also see at that point, I'm not going to be scoring anyway, so why not make the push or try to get that second touchdown, right? And you got it even, so you were even rewarded for it, but you were not really, in that sense, in my opinion, so greedy, because if there's nothing really at risk, because I can't
Yeah.
score anyway, then it's the right push towards that extra TD, I would say.
Yeah, good dice doesn't happen if you don't risk it, basically.
Well, I think someone told me you're not going to score if you don't shoot at the goal, right? And that's basically like you need to
And I
push.
just and that pass was basically a shot from midfield.
Well, it was only a 6+. Like,
No, it was a 5. It was a 5.
was it a 5+?
A
Ah,
5 pass, short pass.
okay.
But yeah, still.
Yeah. Well,
No
it's
rerolls.
no, but it's twice as easy as a 6+, right?
Yeah. I
That-
think it's around 33%, 40, basically.
I think
33. I think it's 33.
I think with a pickup, a catch, and a 5+, you're looking at roughly at like a 1 in 6 combined statistically, more or less. But yeah.
Yeah.
But
It was way more likely to fail. Yes.
but at least I sort of I wanted to we could have met in the last season's final. I got kicked out by also in the semifinals. Seems to be becoming a bit of a pattern here. So I at least got to enjoy the sort of what it would have been close to. So
Yeah. Cord Knight outrushed me with his elves last game, so I'm not very looking forward to the elves
no,
right now.
no,
So, but I have the tools to counter them in some way. So
yeah,
let's see. It's like the feedback loop of my team of having a kick zombie with ghouls that can hunt the ball really good is the main crux of my team. I'm not a Bashi undead at all.
no,
I've only have like 2 guard.
It's really weird because your undead team, like I look at it and it's like I could see it definitely struggling a little bit against the agility. So
Yeah.
the,
Yeah,
that
like
one mummy you have is just so good at shutting down everything bash related. Like
yeah.
there's not a lot that the bash can do against that mummy. It's incredible, and even having just a basic mummy next to it just reinforces it.
Yeah, like that basic mummy had the block guard stand firm also before it died. So if we add those two together,
Imagine if the second one got defensive as well. It's just like, oh no.
and this defensive was an attempt to get armor up on the mummy, which failed because it rolled agility. So I was just like, yeah, I'll put it defensive on it. Screw it.
yeah.
I think defensive was a better decision over armor anyway. It's like defensive is an incredible skill once you start
It's,
getting up to the
uh,
high team values.
in UKBBL, it's a bit more complicated because what am I gonna do next season? I have to do sacrifices just to keep that big mummy. No,
Yeah.
it's 10k TV against 40 basically.
That's true. I mean, you probably like if you want to keep that mummy and the super ghoul, you're probably not really keeping much else.
If I don't keep the super ghoul, this team is kind of dead, to be honest.
True.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm missing a leveled white and a leveled mummy at this point, which is making my league run so far being not so good. But I've been playing a lot of Bash lately in my league. I played all the biggest Bash, and now I'm gonna be the Bash team in the next game. So we'll see if my luck turns around. But I want to be in the Premier because next season is the World Ticket. So at least want to try it, you know.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm like the Manchester United of UKBBL now.
I have a sense here I should be following British football to understand the reference there, but I'm assuming that
United used to be great, and then they have for the past fair amount of time they've been crap. But yeah, Galentio did very good last season, and has started to struggle this one. Nice analogy.
But yeah, well, I'm gonna leave you to your duties as
I think
UK
we're also
people.
gonna log off here. So
Mhm.
and thank you for the match and congratulations.
Thank you. Hope we can face in a normal game next time.
If that includes normal dice, I will take it any day of the week.
Okay, seems good.
Good.
Well, cheers.
Cheers.